Welcome to The Explainer. You know, it's pretty wild, but did you know that nearly a third of people making over $250,000 a year are still literally living paycheck to paycheck? Today, we're going to fundamentally shift how you think about wealth, income, and what it actually means to be financially secure. We're breaking down the absolute masterclass on budgeting and the one single number that predicts your financial future way better than your salary ever could. Let's set the stage with two completely different people. First up, we have Alex. Alex earns a massive $250,000 a year. We're talking a luxury apartment, two expensive car payments, private school tuition, designer clothes, weekend trips, the whole shebang. But at the end of every single month, that checking account is practically at zero and he's just scraping by making minimum credit card payments. Now, compare that to Jordan. Jordan earns $70,000 a year, rents a modest apartment, drives a super reliable used car, zero high-interest debt. Jordan invests automatically every single payday and maintains a solid 6-month emergency fund. Every single month, there's actually money left over. So, who do you think is actually wealthier? Most people instantly point to Alex, right? I mean, look at that massive salary. But this hits on literally the biggest illusion in personal finance. The person actually building wealth here is Jordan. Why? Because your income really only tells half the story. You just can't build wealth on income alone.
Section 1. The core mechanic. Money in, money out. We've got to stop obsessing over what we make and start obsessing over how money actually moves through our lives. It all boils down to this incredibly simple concept: cash flow. Money in minus money out equals cash flow. That's it. It's not rocket science. If more money comes in than goes out, you've got positive cash flow. If more money is leaving than coming in, you've got negative cash flow. This is the absolute foundation. You literally cannot consistently invest, you can't crush debt, and you can't build an emergency fund without positive cash flow. Positive cash flow creates options, while negative cash flow, that just creates constant crushing stress.
To really wrap your head around this, think of your finances exactly like a bathtub. Your income, that's the faucet pouring water in. Your expenses are the drain letting the water out. Now, most people spend all their energy just completely exhausting themselves trying to turn that faucet on faster. They want the better paying job, the side hustle, the crazy overtime, the big promotion. And hey, those things absolutely help. But if the drain is wide open, it honestly doesn't matter how fast the water is pouring in. The tub is never going to fill up. Financial success isn't just about earning more money. It's about keeping more of it.
Section 2. The paycheck trap. A timing problem.
So many people genuinely believe they're broke simply because they don't make enough money. But more often than not, it isn't an income problem at all. It's a timing problem. Let's walk through this absolutely chaotic monthly timeline that traps so many of us. Day 1, your paycheck arrives. Huge relief, right? But then day 5 hits. Rent is due, utilities are due, insurance clears. Bam! By day 15, just the middle of the month, most of that paycheck has already been completely spoken for just to keep the lights on and food in the fridge. Then we hit day 25, and boom, an unexpected expense pops up. Maybe the car needs new brakes. Since the cash is already gone, the credit card steps in to fill the gap. Then your next paycheck arrives, but it immediately has to go right back out the door to pay off last month's frantic credit card spending. It's a vicious cycle that just repeats over and over again.
And that leaves you with this devastating reality. You're always working for money you've already spent. The true goal of budgeting isn't simply to just survive until your next payday, it's to get ahead of payday. Imagine getting your paycheck today, but knowing that next month's rent is already totally covered, your investments just happen automatically, and your bills are planned out weeks in advance. That's not luck. That is the direct result of positive cash flow repeated month after month.
Section 3. Forecasting the future, predicting your money.
Okay, so how do we actually get ahead of payday? Well, financially successful households operate a bit differently. They don't just track where their money went, they predict where it's gonna go. Think of it exactly like driving a car. Looking at your current bank account balance to see what you spent, that's like staring into the rear-view mirror. Cash flow forecasting, on the other hand, is looking through the windshield. One tells you where you've been, but the other tells you exactly where you're going 30 days from now. Before the month even kicks off, you should already know what income is expected, what bills are coming in, and exactly what savings goals are getting funded.
Let's ground this in a real-world example. Take Sarah. She expects to bring in $5,200 this month. Before the month even begins, she maps the whole thing out. She knows her essential expenses come out to $3,100. Her sinking funds for future planned expenses need $400. She assigns $700 to investing, and that leaves exactly $1,000 for flexible discretionary spending. Because she planned this all proactively, every single dollar already has a job. Absolutely nothing is left to chance.
Now, compare Sarah's structured windshield approach to someone who just nervously checks their banking app while standing in line at the grocery store, sees a balance, and thinks, yeah, I guess I can afford it. Spoiler alert, that's not budgeting. That's guessing. And honestly, guessing with money is really expensive.
Section 4. Building cash flow margin, creating resilience.
All right, let's slow things down just a bit here, because this right here is the ultimate secret to eliminating financial stress and creating real resilience. Let's say you earn $5,000 each month, but your lifestyle requires you to spend $4,900 of it. Your cash flow margin is a measly $100. That tiny margin means you are living on a knife's edge. Literally one unexpected car repair or a sudden medical bill can completely destroy your month and send you spiraling right into debt.
Now, imagine you earn that exact same $5,000, but you've engineered your lifestyle so you only spend $3,800. Suddenly, your cash flow margin is a massive $1,200. That extra margin is a total game changer. It creates real breathing room. It absorbs those nasty surprises without a second thought, and it funds totally new opportunities. The larger your cash flow margin, the more resilient and stress-free your financial life becomes. Wealthy households don't ask, how much do we earn? They ask, how much do we keep?
So, the most crucial thing right now is figuring out exactly where you stand. I challenge you, right after this explainer, to calculate your own baseline. Seriously, don't guess. Pull up your accounts and use your actual numbers. Step 1, take your last 3 months of income. Step 2, take your last 3 months of expenses. Step 3, calculate your average monthly cash flow. If that number is positive, amazing, you're on the right track. Now ask yourself how you can aggressively increase it. If it's negative, hey, don't panic. You've just identified the real problem, and awareness is always the very first step to fixing it. You've absolutely got this. Let's quickly recap exactly what we've unpacked today. Keep these 3 pillars in mind. First, income creates opportunity. Second, expenses create responsibility. But third, and most importantly, your cash flow determines your future. If you master your cash flow, every single other financial goal, like paying down debt or investing, becomes so much easier. If you ignore it, well, even a massive income like Alex's can completely vanish without building any lasting wealth. Which leaves us with this final, vital question to ask yourself today. Are you building wealth, or are you just surviving your income? Mastering your cash flow isn't just about hoarding cash in a bank account. It's about building a financial system that protects you, grows your wealth, and ultimately buys back your time. Because once you actually have that positive cash flow, the true game begins, knowing exactly where to deploy it to multiply your wealth exponentially. But hey, that is a topic for our next explainer. For now, take control of your numbers, build your margin, and stop guessing with your money.